Rolly stool for the win. Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I have some fun ones for you guys tonight. They're super simple, but I guess everything's kind of important, but I have a ton of other big stuff for you. First thing, I want to do something personal that I found very fun today, and maybe you guys can help out with it. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, but heads up. So, Coca-Cola, and this isn't they of course pay me $0 for this. They have these are 13.5 ounces, so it's a little bigger than a regular Coke can, or more Coke than a regular Coke can. They have these little balls, and they're selling them. They're doing, I guess it's supposed to be a soccer ball for the FIFA World Cup, and these do not fit in any drink holder. They don't fit in any cup holders. This is a very odd shape for any kind of soft drink or beverage or anything. What they are, though, I thought this was very funny. These are technically Molotov cocktails. If you've ever seen a rebel or an insurgent or whatever, they usually have a flaming rag coming out of this, and it's filled with gasoline or naphtha or whatever, and they're throwing it at the authorities or whoever, the opposing force. This is a Molotov cocktail. That's exactly what it is. The same shape and everything. And I cannot fathom why a gigantic company like Coke would actually be like, oh, yeah, this is a good idea. We should send this out in the public. It's very, very odd. But at the same time, my creative side said, all right, well, if they're going to be insane, what can we do with them? So I drank one, and there's still some water in there. I cleaned it out. What can I do with these? Now I have 6 of them. I can go back and get more. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them to, fun car stuff to do with these. So if you can just cut the label off, put it in recycling, and then you have this left over. I'm trying to figure out something fun to do with these car related. So if you guys have any ideas, shoot them over. I'm curious. It's not actually soccer ball. It's actually like orange slices. That's the shape, but it does have a little relief in it. So just a very, very odd thing I saw at the store today, and I wanted to share it with you guys because you guys are pretty creative and you have some really cool ideas that pop up. So I figured I would ask you. Also, Rockstar still is not called and left cases here. That's how that goes. So we're on a rolly stool. Mark just left a little while ago. You can see behind me here are the new splash shields, splash guards for this car. Now, on the black car, obviously the splash shield here got smoked. It's all done. And the ones in the back are kind of dated and started to petrify. The material is actually, it's called HDPE, which should not be confused with HPDE. HDPE is high density polyethylene, and that's what these guys are made out of. Sometimes they're made out of ABS. Usually you can find stampings. I don't see any stampings on this part. But my biggest concern was when I bought these, would they say Miata down here? Like on the MR2, it says, MR2 here. And on the original car, it doesn't say anything. So these are basically the exact same thing. That's weird. There's no stampings on these. I mean, it's not anywhere on here. Anyway, this stuff is pretty flexible, but pretty firm. It could be ABS plastic, but anyway, it's pretty tough. And I got this whole set, a set of 4. There's 2 fronts, 2 rears on each side, and I got it from J.C. Whitney, believe it or not. So it came in. Hang on, I'll show you the box. Oh, they call them mud flaps. So from J.C. Whitney, like There you go. And for those of us that have been doing car stuff for a while, we know JC Whitney. I mean, it says trusted since 1915, and I have no doubt that they've been around that long. Um, they just come in normal packaging. This is all getting recycled, obviously. But JC Whitney, I'll tell JC Whitney stories later, but one of them involves my brother, a Renault Lecar four door, and a stereo that he bought from JC Whitney, which is a very funny story. So, and if anyone is wondering if Renault Lecars are badass, like his was a 1984 four door Renault Lecar. If you're like, oh, that's a complete piece of shit, I will tell you right now, that car is capable. I'll say this correct so we don't get anyone in trouble. That car is capable of going from Steamboat City limits to Denver city limits in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So don't discount Renault Lecars. Don't discount Miatas. I mean, I have a 640 horsepower absolute monster beast over there, and I have stupid fun in this thing at 125 horsepower. If you are a real car person and you can't have fun in cars, if you throw cars away mentally or just completely mentally check out on a car because of some stigma or stereotype or whatever, you're not a car person. You're a core sniffer. Sorry, that's how it goes. Sorry. Go ask Jay Leno. Jay Leno has what, 1,000 cars and a $1 billion, and he said best money under 10 grand, right here, right there. Can have fun with it. Anyway, so that's my Molotov cocktail, JC Whitney fun intro. We're going to get right into, I'm putting new spark plugs in this. Now, as you can see, I have the Cerakoted valve cover on here because the original valve cover is at the new powder coaters, and it's going to get powder coated to match the paint on the car. We also have the strut tower bar that is getting powder coated to match. That's the only stuff we're going to do under the hood for color wise. You can see these orange clips. They came from Flying Miata. Those are going to be black. That's not racist. That's just what color they're going to be. And they're actually going to flip around. They're going to be underneath instead of on top. The other thing I did over here was switch the cold air intake, which I did last night. I pulled it off the black car, put it on the purple car. And I also moved over my cruise control unit because the previous owner told me that the cruise control did not work on the purple car. And I know that the one from my black car does work. Let's see who's here. Oh, hey, Nikki. And hey, Nova. I hope, actually, what time is it? Nope, Nova should be curled up. So hopefully Nova is fast asleep. What else do we do? That was about it. I removed the horn from the Miata. Now, when I bought the black car, the guy told me it had a Ferrari horn, and he honked the horn, and it sounded like a Ferrari, and I thought it was kind of a gimmick horn, something you get like from JC Whitney. It wasn't the real deal. It sounded similar. It was really close, whatever. So the sound of the original Miata horn sounds like a motorcycle. It basically, I mean, I'll show it to you here. It's basically just the buzzer, piezo buzzer horn that you do find on motorcycles. It's a little bit bigger, but it's basically it. By the way, most car horns honk in the key of F sharp. So if you're ever bored, wondering what what key that is, it's F sharp. So I'm like, all right, well, I want to put the Ferrari horn from the black car into this car. So I'd never looked at it. I kind of, blew it off thinking that it was a cheap knockoff or whatever. And what I found out was actually pretty amazing. So it's not electric. Well, it is electric. Let's see who's here. Hey, Gabe. So it is actually a Ferrari horn, like off of a 308 or a 328. This is the little air pump that's made by Bosch, and these are the trumpets that are also made by Bosch. And you can see there's a little crack there from uh, that's Ohio. And there's the air tubes, and they're obviously very dated and weathered. But this air tube hooks in right here. And when you hit the horn button, its power is actually down here. It pumps a little blast of air through these trumpets, and that's how you get your Ferrari horn. So I thought this was kind of a joke. So I looked it up, and with some Google foo, these are insanely expensive. Brand new ones are between $250 and $300, and there's other ones with the metal uh, horn section, horn element. Those are almost $1,000. So it was crazy to find this in the car and then look it up and see that it's actually a legit Ferrari horn. So I'm going to show you how to put it on the Miata, because something this big is a little more difficult. You can't just drop it in and pop it back out. It's kind of interesting how it goes in, or at least I think it's interesting. So we'll put this in tonight. We're going to take the other horn out of this, and we'll put this guy in. The first thing I want to do, though, is put the spark plugs in, because I did replace that valve cover with the Cerakoted one from that engine. And the spark plugs that we use, Iridium from NGK. Here is the part number. You guys can look that up and get it at your favorite supplier. BKR5EIX-11. These are pre-gapped, and they are ready to go. You can get them individually if you want, but I would say 99% of the time when I replace spark plugs, I replace them all. 2, 4, 6, 8, lawnmowers, doesn't matter. So it's not worth it to find the one failure. Now, the reason I changed the valve cover over is because the original valve cover was leaking from the spark plug sockets, and I found a bunch of oil in there. And so we're using a Felpro gasket, and that's all torqued to spec with the sealant in the corners. That engine is resealed now. All we got to do is put the spark plugs in. There is a torque spec for spark plugs, but once you do it 2,000 to 3,000 times, it is a feel thing. You have to be careful with aluminum heads because you can strip threads, but it's a feel thing. And what you need to do with spark plugs is make sure they're tight. The other good part is heat cycles are actually going to thread that in super, super tight. So if you didn't get it tight enough heat cycles, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, that thing will slowly thread it, thread itself tighter. Same thing happens with your oil filter. You screw the oil filter on by hand, but you need a tool to take that son of a bitch off, because it is cranked on there. It slowly threads itself with heat cycles. So grab, this is super quick, especially on a Miata, because everything is extremely accessible. So I'll move the camera over because we're going to do a bunch of stuff here. By the way, this has to hang up here because this is the only steel part inside the entire engine bay. So I'll move the camera over. This spark plug socket, it has a little rubber boot in there, so it's going to hold the spark plug when I put it down inside the, I hate to say down inside the hole, but that's what we're doing. Oh, I have a random screwdriver up here. So, I hate putting wrenches on. Just going to do these one at a time. Oh, by the way, let's do a side by side, brand new versus not brand new. I'll show you another thing too. All right. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which one I pull. So put this in a safe spot. I know I'm all blue tonight. So this is the original spark plug, and you can see it's got a lot of gap. There's some burning up at the top here, and there's also a shit ton of oil on it because that gasket was leaking and it was dropping oil in here, and then that slowly seeped down. You'll get misfires occasionally and stuff like that. So this NGK plug, it's the BKRE5E whatever model. This one's all done. It has served its life. It has done a great job for probably, I don't know when the plugs were changed last time, 65,000 miles. That one is done. Here's the brand new one. This is the Iridium. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here, let me show it to you. There you go. There's the new Iridium. That's most YouTube stuff. So there's the new Iridium. Now, when you get a spark plug with the cardboard here or some kind of plastic protective sleeve, that means it's been pre-gapped. So you don't have to touch the gap in here and change that distance. This gap is 0.044 inches, which is the exact spec for the Miatas. So when you get the plastic or cardboard sleeve on here, you know that it's pre-gapped. You can look up the part number and it'll tell you what the gap is. If you need to change it, you can use a gapping tool, whatever you need. Usually you can buy plugs that are pre-gapped. So this guy goes into our spark plug wrench and he's going to get gripped on by that rubber and he doesn't come out. So now I can nicely thread him in there, get him tightened up. So I got to move my sweet ass Ferrari horn out of the way. My JC Whitney box. My crap plug. That was actually plug from number 3, which, by the way, had the most oil in it. So come over here and come down here for you guys if that thing will stop moving. And just start at the back. 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Try and line it up center. If you bonk that strap, the little U shape, you can actually change the gap on the spark plug. And even by a little bit, you can make a problem for yourself. You don't want to do that. So this is the same kind of thing. You can feel it. You feel it get tight. There you go. That's going to be the torque spec. Now you got to be careful. Make sure you remove it with the rubber boot still on. When it's not, there he is. Okay. Sometimes the boots stick on there. So we'll just keep going through these plugs. It's very simple to do. All right, we'll just save that. Nope, that rubber boot is still down there. I thought he was in here. What a pain. When you get oil in there, that rubber wants to release itself from the spark plug socket. Yeah, he's not in there. So, oh, we can't put him there because that shield's off. All right. The other thing I have to do is reattach the coil pack here. These guys are all torqued. But I got to figure out how to get my boot back. All right. Making this difficult. They do make ones that are magnetic, which are really great too. Of course, I'm doing this blind. There we go. Oh, I get the first part of them. Come on, buddy. All right. See that boot? He's all covered in oil. So let's get him cleaned up. I thought I got him all cleaned up again, but it didn't. I did not get him cleaned up enough. Was the problem. And then he wants to slip out of there. So let's also double check our socket. These are the hazards. These are all the things that they don't show you. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of oil in there. That was from the number 3. That guy had a boatload of oil in him. So this guy goes on. And should hold him just like that. Okay. Back in there. Okay. Nope. He's going to keep on pulling out of there. He is not going to stay put. Okay. Let me see if I can do this. Trying to hammer that guy back in place. Just going to do these lightly in here so that they hold. So here's number 3. I have to get some brake clean in there or something to. The ones I have in Ohio are magnetic and they're great. Where'd my wrench go? Didn't I just have the wrench? Are you serious? Did I just lose it? Am I losing my mind, you guys? What the hell? Where the hell did the wrench go? I didn't put it down anywhere. All right. Well, we'll find it in a minute. I didn't put it anywhere. So, oh, I just heard it pop down onto the spark plug. So just gonna use a Jeff wrench while I look around for my other one. Now, again, this is just a feel thing. Oh, of course. Maybe. No. It's so hard to tell. I do everything in the dark. That way it makes it a lot more difficult. You make sure wherever you put your light, your hands will block it. that light from coming through. That's a very important part of working on cars. Again, I'm not doing any power tools or anything. This is all super, super simple. Looks like we got it on that one too. Last one. NGK makes a very good spark plug. These guys are pretty good at this. They've been doing it a long time. I just can't believe I lost my wrench. I don't even know where the hell it would go. Nice and snug. So let's see if we can get that wiggled off. And yeah. Cool. All right, new spark plugs are in. Let me clean up all this stuff. All this can be recycled. And now one thing we can do is get our plug wires back here. Now the Miatas are very simple. It's 4, 1, 2, 3 from left to right. So plug number 4, and you can hear it and sort of feel it snap in. So then we're going to come here, do number 1. There we go. Click. I'm trying to remember how I had these routed on the wire loom. There we go. Click. This guy. I wish he clicked better, but he doesn't. So this guy will go here. This guy will go here. Mm-hmm. Something like that. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. No, it's not. So these bolts for the coil pack are a huge pain in the ass to not only remove, but to also put back in the car. Okay. There's one that has started. Now we got to come over to this side, do this guy. And he has a little mount bracket here that also goes to hold this up and out of the way. Ow! Just got one of those awesome nerve shots. Both of these guys are 12 mil. Oh no. I thought he was threaded. Or he was threaded and he came unthreaded. There's not a lot of room between the cables back here and the heads of these bolts. So you have to use a combination wrench, open end. Oh, there's a ton of comments. I can't read them yet. Hang on, you guys. Okay, he's in there. So we've got a ton of comments here. Spray some parts cleaner or electronic parts cleaner on it. Oh yeah, no, I have brake clean. Yeah, the wrench will eventually fall out of the engine bay, wherever the hell it is. I actually don't think it's in the engine bay. Hey, guess what I found? It's exactly where I left it too. Yeah. Awesome, you guys. This car is so low. My back is absolutely killing me. So these are 12 mil. And I can't use the ratcheting. I got to use the little stubby. There just isn't enough room on this bracket. And you can only go so far with each turn because the bracket stops you at the top and the bottom. So you only get like a quarter turn each time. There's not enough room in there to get an electronic, electric quarter drive. So you basically have to do this a quarter turn at a time. And yeah, you can, obviously the factory puts it on when they do the valve cover. Are you guys wondering why I switched over to power grips? I'm going to tell you exactly right now. It's because of this shit. These things are razor sharp edges. And if you're trying to work on anything, it is trying to cut you like badly. So whenever I encounter these spring clips, I try and move them out of the way so that like my hand isn't going to be in there. It's not going to cut other wires. God, those things are cheap and they work fine, but it's just tearing my wrist up. So now we can go back to this without getting shredded. I know this takes forever, right? I might save the mud flaps or splash shields, whatever they're called. I think Mazda calls them splash shields and everyone else calls them mud flaps. But to me, mud flaps are soft and a shield is hard. So that's why I call them splash shields. We're going to get this one really close, and then we're going to switch over to that guy. We're going to leave him so we have wiggle room here. We can make adjustments. That's just how I always do stuff, just so I can center things. Now this one's even more complex because I have more wires and stuff in the way, and I have another bracket. This is a cast aluminum valve cover, so anytime you're screwing anything in here, you absolutely positively want to start the threads by hand. You want to be able to feel that thread engage. Once it does, then you can move to a wrench. Usually you don't use power tools on cast aluminum. Let me see. See, I can't, there's no room. This is the cam angle sensor back here, and there's no room for me to get my hand. You have to go in, back, and up in order to get to this bolt, and you can't do it by hand. So I mean, the bracket they made for the coils is nice, but it's just really difficult. And you swear you can get in there with your hand, but you can't. So keep doing it this way. Now, come back a little bit so we can get this. Oh, no, that's where he goes because he has a stop bar on him. So I knew that was going to take my finger out. So then this guy clips back in there. And then on the other side, we'll finish off. I'm sure these have torque specs too, but there we go. So now our spark plugs are, our coil packs are back in. So how do we do this? How do we do number 4? Goes, how does 4 go? Maybe 4 doesn't even go in here. You don't really want to cross these over. So yeah, I guess we can do it like that. Try and make it look kind of nice, right? That looks pretty damn good. And you guys were wondering, Yeah, that's my blood. Where'd my paper towels go? I had them earlier. The only question is, I don't know where I'm bleeding. I found where I'm bleeding from. So, all right, this is officially a violent video. Yeah, sorry. That just means you're working on cars. Should I leave it on the valve cover? Yeah, that's why you don't use those clamps. These spring clamps, like this crap. Or manufacturers, maybe consider radiusing these corners when you're stamping them out. I'm throwing an idea out there. It's crazy talk, but let's see who else is here. Hey, Crazy Chicken. Yep, Miata wants a blood sacrifice. That's part of it. It's a new car, so it's like, hey, what does your blood taste like? Let's find out. Yeah, definitely found out. There's some dust and stuff down here. All this stuff's gonna get cleaned out when we do the intake and the headers. Okay, so back on, spark plugs are in, and valve cover's back on. So there's a little extra there with the valve cover, but we are all torqued and we are all happy. So the next thing we're gonna do is the horn, which is straight down here. So I'm gonna back you guys up a little bit, and I'm gonna get something to drink because I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. Sounds terrible. To take off the horn and to install this one, you just need a 10mm short socket. It's not too outlandish. Oh, I got to show you the. Because I already pulled these clips out. So these are the clips that hold this cover in. You can tell they have a Phillips head, and it holds this cover, which is kind of a splash shield, beauty shield for what's down in front of the radiator. These clips go in here. Now, sometimes these are like really shitty plastic threads on these. So sometimes you'll go to unscrew them, and it's just a number 2 Phillips, but they won't unthread. That's because they need pressure on them from underneath. So you can either get a pry tool and put it under here and lift, and that will give you the pressure to get those threads going. Or you can go underneath the plastic and kind of lift it with your hand, and that'll give you the threads you need to get this out. Now on this one, on my other one, this is normally covered on the black car because the washer fluid is back over in the corner. In this car, we have an ABS module there, so the washer fluid is over here. Still balanced, but it has a different splash shield. This cutout's the same. This addition here is the same, but this is covered on my car. And I think this is too on the black car. I can't remember. Anyway, this guy has to come off, and there's only 4 of these. So I'm gonna set him aside and set these aside. And yes, I'm back on the rolly stool. So I'll show you guys what's going on in here. If I can get something metallic. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to lower you guys down here a little bit. And then we're going to try and do kind of an overhead thing. So if the camera will stay put, I might have to bring the camera down with me. So here you can see the horn. Yeah, you can't really see it. Let me bring the camera over here and show you guys the horn. Come here, camera. So there's our horn, and he's held in by this 10mm bolt. And then for the Ferrari horns, we're actually going to come over to this side, and I can't get my hand in there, but I'll try and point. We're going to use that bolt to mount the actual horns themselves. That's part of the AC lines right there. So we're going to use that bolt. But we need to take this off. But the first thing we need to do is depower it, and we need to unhook it. And I think I already did unhook it. Nope, he's up here. So you can see the power cable right there. That's it. It's a 12 volt. It grounds to the frame. So it's just a single wire. So I'm going to bring you guys back here just so I don't bonk you when I'm doing this stuff. And sometimes these have a safety on them. Sometimes they do not. I'm going to take the horn off so that I can show you how this works. Oh, that's a deep 10. Just need a regular 10. Like I said, I didn't know that the other car actually had a real Ferrari horn. When I bought it from the guy ages ago, I just kind of took it as a, oh yeah, haha, it's a novelty horn. Okay, this has never come out. This is officially original. I'm so happy the new car is in such great shape. Getting, bolts that, just come right out. The heads don't snap off and stuff like that. That is, I can't tell you how refreshing that is. So here's our horn. I'm just going to set that bolt right there. And you can see we have our single wire right here. And he should wiggle back and forth. I don't think he has a safety. Though he might. Yep, he does have a safety on him. Just a little indent. So you got to push on the top side there. This is our horn. This is just a piezo electric horn. Like I said, it's about the size of the one on my motorcycle. Who makes this? This says Night something. Oops. It says Night Horn, Knight, like the Knights Who Say Me. And I think this is an extra ground wire. That's your hot, and it's just bzz. It's not a very cool horn. So we're gonna put that in the spare parts pile, and we're gonna bring over. Now that we have the rest of that stuff out, the first thing I want to do is mount the horns themselves. So I'm going to come down here and get this other bolt out from the AC lines, because we're going to use that to mount our bracket. And again, I'm doing all of this shit left-handed. That bolt has never, ever been out. I know this is like a big ad for Super Miata, but that's what came with the car. And I'm happy it did, because that's really, really, it's like a $500 radiator. It's a really nice cross flow dual core radiator. Can't quite turn that by hand yet. Again, I'm doing this totally blind. Also don't want these AC lines to like pop off on me. If you guys want to see this car, it'll be at Sarasota Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning. So, okay. We need to get our hand out of here and our tool out. And I'm glad this bolt is long. This bolt is longer than the other one on the other side. And spray painted orange. I don't know why. We got questions here. What do we got? Your own true adventure fell out. Miata wanted a blood sacrifice. Hey, crazy chicken. Okay, so we're gonna install these guys, but there's no way I can get this down in there. I couldn't do it on the other card. Maybe it's because it was bent. But the other way to do it is through the smile. Maybe I couldn't get it in because I can't get it in this way. Yeah. So you get the horns in because they're offset. But these guys aren't offset enough. And the bracket's in the way. So, yeah. And you can't go through here because the hood latch is in the way. So you go in through the smile. And there we go. I don't know. There you go. You guys can see that. Now, I'm going to hold him up on this side, move him slightly over, being carefuling of the radiator. I also want to make sure my hose doesn't get trapped in a spot I don't want it trapped in. So I also don't want to puncture AC lines. So I'm going to do a handoff on the bolt here. I'm going to have to move you guys a little bit so that I can get in here. So I can get to this bracket that I can't see. Where did you go, little bolt? Could not have gone far. Holy shit, really? Oh, I see you down there. I see you down there. Does my arm fit down there? Nope. Will it fit if I move you guys? Come over here. Oh, of course. Where'd you go? Come here. Sorry, you guys. All right. We're coming back in. Sorry. I did not mean to drop him. This is difficult because I'd like to be able to see in here, but I'd also like for you guys to be able to see what the hell I'm doing. And not bend stuff. Okay. This honestly should not be this hard. But working in this incredibly tight space is difficult. And then also trying to show you guys, like I don't have a camera op to look down here and show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm trying to work, I'm like almost in a fetal position here, trying to get this done. There's so much stuff in the way. And I don't want to hunch over, but I kind of have to. So let's come back over here. And now I have him in there. Ah. Okay. All right, I have to switch hands, switch socket. Like, I have to come in from this side. Okay. Oh no. There we go. Okay. If the horns fall over like that, that's fine. Where is my mounting hole? Okay. This is an extremely tight fit, and the washer fluid has made it even tighter. It's like I said, I didn't have that on the black car. So I think we're in there. Oh, there's a backbreaker. I can't reach it because of this. If I was smart, I'd undo the 2 screws there, the 2 screws there, and pull it out. But I'm not. So I have to come here. The long socket is exactly long enough to not fit. Once again, all left-handed. You remember when your parents joked about going to walking uphill both ways to school? It's not a joke. It's a real thing. Where'd my tan go? There he is. Exactly where I left him. I'm using, that's how small the space I have. I'm using my little mini guy. You have to go around the vinyl tubing. Okay, now he's hooked on the vinyl tubing. This is extremely tight confines. Okay, that is it for that. Let's I'm gonna get an extended 10 on there, and I'm gonna try and aim the horns over sort of to the side-ish. Okay. I honestly can't even see the bolt. Can I see him? Are you turning? I'm using my other hand to, I don't know, use the force or whatever. Okay. So, okay. One more crank. There we go. Okay. The trumpets are installed and the tube is ready for the other side. And this one is way easier. Ah, what else we got here? Swear, every time I drop a bolt or screw, it just vanishes. Find it in 2 days. Yeah, either by stepping on it or through a bore scope in cylinder number 2. So here's our other guy. Where's our power? We're going to hook up our power. There's only one connection there. And you guys, that's rusty as shit. I'm just going to get a wire brush on here. See if I can get some of the Ohio off of there. Remember, you guys, pro tip, never buy a used car above I-70. Never. Trust me, you don't want any of that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay, so this guy's going to mount and hang just like the other one did, which is much, much easier. So we'll get him plugged in. And that plug is ambidextrous, so we can turn either way. Now, before I get him mounted in there, I want to get this hose up here. And of course, do this completely backward. I do not have a lot to work with here. Okay. Our air hose is hooked back up. Now, when he goes back in position, I want to make sure he's away from the radiator, any of the fins or anything. And he is. So he is just hanging out in the breeze. Oh my God. You guys, I don't want to butt shot you, but all right, I can do this. I know there's enough OF out there for everyone. Okay. Okay. Now I can get my light out of here. Stop burning my hand. We'll make sure he is level ish. I guess not. Oh, you guys. I'm sorry. I have to do it. I got to be able to use my right hand here. Okay. Ferrari air horn is installed after trying 11 times, and gosh. All right. We're going to get rid of one of the millipedes here. Now, I do think it is time for a rock star break. What do you guys think? I know you guys want to hear the horn, right? All right. I kind of want to hear the horn too. But it's 12:30. My neighbors still want to hear the horn. So the good part is we're done under the hood. We have all of our hoses hooked back up, all of our electronics, our spark plug. This stuff is drying, so to be ready for Cars and Coffee in the morning. And all the other clips are done. So we just have to put the cover back on here and push those little clips in, and we'll be done, and we can close the hood. So how did I do this before? Oh, yeah. And then he kind of flexes. He is pretty flexible, but you want to be careful of him. So like over that and then over that. And then he can get pressed underneath the rubber here. So there we go. Oh, yeah. So this is an access for that bolt. So now we just have to put our 4 clips back in here. And you can screw them down in if you really want to. But I think for most of these, you can just, oh, the stool was a lot lower than I remembered. I think for a lot of these, I'll do it from the side so you guys can see these holes. It's just going to keep on rolling. I think for a lot of these, you can just press. He doesn't want to go in that hole. He doesn't want to go in that hole. Okay. Also, if you do have problems, you can take the little screw portion out and then start them again. But normally, these guys will pop right in. As I say that, this guy doesn't do it, right? So never mind what I said. Just pull out the screws and come back with the number 2 Phillips screwdriver and thread them in. This is a nice finishing piece. It's also great for holding tools. If you're a Miata owner, you know exactly what I am talking about. Now, these guys, you'll think you stripped them, but you actually didn't, because they'll just start spinning once they reach full width. Once they've spread out far enough, like that guy just pushed right in. And now he's not going to pop out. Like if I wanted to, I could just hammer this and he's going to stay put. But like I reached the bottom there and he's just going to keep spinning. Because its only job is to spread out those 2 little sides and keep this thing locked in. So we're done under the hood. That's it. Let's do the mud flaps. I'm probably going to need this screwdriver. And on Miatas, you guys can't really see this. I'll explain it later. It's actually 2 settings for the hood. There's actually 2 settings for the hood. So this is your regular maintenance right here. This is when you use 99% of the time. For engine out or stuff way in the back, you can go down to this, but you only use that 1% of the time. If you do an engine out, you're going to pull the hood off. So I wish I would just stay put. There we go. Everything closes up nice. Let's do, should we just do one side? See how difficult this is? I haven't done these before, so honestly don't know. But all the hardware should be there already. We have 1, 2, and then so yeah, that's all part of the fender liner. And on the M series, on the 95s, this black chip guard paint is just on the lower section here. I have no clue why they didn't go with the body line, but that's how they did that. So I believe it's 1, 2, and 3 for the front. So we can check that here. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is for the other side. Let's check this side. Oh, um, I don't know. That looks pretty damn correct, but I don't have a clip here for this guy. I don't have a screw here for that. All right, let's take a look at the back. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 lower in the back. Same thing. So in the rear, I have the bolt holes, but I do not have, I do not have the bolts. So, and the holes that they give me to line up with are not even close. Wow. These are like really far off. Okay, the one centered in the bottom is actually okay. These guys are oh wait. Huh? No. They're not even. Does this go? No. It's got to go on the outside. But the bolt for it is right here. Yeah, these aren't even close. Yeah, the mud flaps aren't going to work. They're not even close, especially in the rear. These holes are about 15, 20 millimeters too far to the inside. I'll show you guys with the pointy stick. So these guys do not bolt right up. These are not bolting straight up. So this mount hole needs to be about here. And same thing with this one, and same thing with this one. This one at the bottom does sort of line up. So I'm not quite sure how, I mean, I can look at the instructions again, but the instructions originally said use the original screws. And okay, so I guess I can look at, the other thing I can do is look at my black car and see where they are on the black car. That's not racist, it's just what color it is. So yeah, they're super far to the inside. Oh, they're using body clips here. Okay. And so we've got body clips, and it looks like there is another piece. No, nope, that's the same one. But yeah, there are body clips on this 1, 2, 3, and then one underneath down there. Okay. Yeah, so we have 3 body clips here, which I don't think came with the hardware. So I'm gonna have to get body clips in order to do that. The body clips are what lets you mount to a the body clips let you mount to a flat surface. So if you have a panel like this, the body clips will slide in, and you'll have a screw hole here that you can thread into. But those this car does not. I don't have body clips for those. I don't think I do. So we can't do mud flaps tonight until I get, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. I need 12 of those and some. Yeah, I'm gonna need bolts too. So we will come back and do those. I'm not too concerned about the mud flaps. We're not going to be running around in mud. We're not going to be. Hopefully, we're going to avoid all the rain tomorrow. We can check that quick. Marketplace messages. Unbelievable. Hey man, I love it. Hey man, I love it. Hey man, I love it. I want to come pick it up. I want to come pick it up. Gone. So, after lunch, we're good to go. Carl will be back by then, so not terribly concerned about it. We should actually check Sunday. 0.05% or 0.05 inches of rain on Sunday. Less than 0.05, less than 0.05. Oh, half an inch on the 18th, 0.05, 0.05. What 0.05 is the thunderstorms that come through in the afternoon, and you get 0.05 inches in like 5 minutes of rain. That's the only reason they say it's 0.05. So I'm sorry we didn't get to do the fender, the splash shields tonight. I will get those figured out. Again, you guys saw me. I took them out of the box. I set them on the hood. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just use the original screws. Yeah, sure. The original screws would work if you had flaps on there to begin with. I did not. So, and also I got to wash my hands because I got to touch laptop here in a minute. It's kind of gross, or my hands are kind of gross. So, yeah, I will get some nice brand new shiny clips. The other reason we want to install the splash shields on there is because this car will eventually be running a much wider tire. So we want to make sure that we're getting coverage on the tires. We don't want rock chips and stuff coming up there. I'll tell you right now, rock chips suck, especially on windshields. It actually happened to me. My car was ahead of another Viper. My Viper was in front of another Viper, and we were on the highway, cruising down the highway, and there's a guy in a blue, I believe it was a Gen 4. He was in a blue Gen 4 behind me, and I watched his windshield shatter. It just goes, and I was like, no way. And he pulled over to the side, and we all came back around. There were 5 or 6 of us who came back around. And he said, yeah, a rock came up from your car and just shredded my windshield. And I was like, no. Guy's name was Steve. He was super cool about it. He's like, no, I got insurance. I got glass coverage. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I felt terrible. I still feel terrible. So if you do have a car that does have smaller tires, it's actually a good idea to run these because they will catch the rocks, most of the debris and stuff that's trying to go behind your car. Some of it's still going to get through, but when you run a wider tire, this helps catch that stuff. Oh, got to be careful of the paint. Just kidding. Um, so that's it. So this car, like I said, will be at Sarasota Cars and Coffee tomorrow. I'm gonna wipe it down in the morning. I'll be leaving super early because in Florida at the car events, you have to get there. If you don't get there an hour before the time of the event, you're parking way in the back. You're parking with all the C8s. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually not kidding. You're just you're parked way in the back. So you got to get there early. And if you get there an hour ahead of time, you might get in the normal area. Otherwise, you're in the back lot. If it starts at 8 and you get there at 8, you're in the back lot. If it starts at 8 and you get there at 7:30, back lot. So everything is very early here. And because it is beautiful and because there's apparently a heat wave. I like it. I love being warm. I'm a lizard, so I love this stuff. And uh, it will be usually finishes about 10, 11, something like that. So we come back here, have lunch, and then the guys come in to pick up the hardtop from the black car. So uh, nice full day tomorrow. And then there's another event at, I think it's at BW3's in Port Charlotte. So a lot of car stuff tomorrow. So the purple Miata is going to be on the road tomorrow and in full display, and hopefully with new spark plugs, a cool new Ferrari horn. If I can, I'll have someone do video of the horn honk. Or do you guys want to hear it right now? Should I just do it really quick? Yeah. Should I just do the horn? There's active enemy forming in my garage right now, and I'm not about it. Do the horn. Look at Casey. Of course, Casey says do the horn. Of course he does. Of course he does. All right. I'm going to give you guys a horn blip. Hang on. Let me move. I'm just going to move this mic a little ways out of the way because I don't want to blow you guys out. All right. You ready? I'm not sure. Does the horn still work with the car off? Here we go. You ready? Nope. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Maybe. Oh, I don't think the horn button works. Nope. Oh, sorry, you guys. No horn. Nope. No horn button. Wait. Hang on. I think the relay for the horn is cropped out because I think I can hear it. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So, okay. One more thing to check. Sorry, I couldn't do the horn for you guys. That is the relay for the horn, and the relay is engaging, but I'm guessing it's either stuck open or it's the fuse is cooked. So could be either. I didn't unhook the battery when I was messing with all this stuff, so it's very easy. But also the horn's like 10 or 15 amps. So yeah. I don't know. What does it say on there? Can I read it? I can't read it from here. There's a relay box right here. I think the horn's like maybe 15 or 20 amps. So yeah, sorry. I got to check the fuse and the relay for the horn. But the good news is the horn buttons work. Sorry. Sorry, Casey. Yeah, I'll see if I can find someone that can do video of the horn going. Or next time we do it, when we do the mud flaps, we take the roll bar out of this car, which is probably going to be a Sunday matinee. We're going to be taking the Boss Frog roll bar out of this car. And maybe Mark will come over and give me a hand because that's a lot faster with two people. So pulling that roll bar out is going to be a huge step. So Um, thanks you guys for hanging out tonight. I know it's Friday night. I know you got way cooler shit to do on a Friday night than watch me tear apart Miatas and put Miatas back together and make Miatas cooler. I'm trying to get a halfway decent shot of Miatas here. Nope, it's just going to roll away. Put it in a perfect position, and yep, there you go. Nope, wherever you want to go, Bucko. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. This podium just goes wherever the hell it wants to. So, yeah, thanks you guys for hanging out on a Friday night. I appreciate it. Like I said, it'll be at Sarasota Cars and Coffee in the morning, and then back here for lunch, and then at event up at BW3's in Port Charlotte tomorrow evening. And then Sunday, we'll be back here in the shop to do, like I said, we'll do a matinee. We got to pull that roll bar out. I went to meet the new powder coater today. Super cool guy named Steve. He's up in Venice. He's got tons and tons and tons of cool colors. So he is extremely confident that we're going to be able to match the paint from this car onto the powder coat so we can get that roll bar matched, which would be really, really, really cool. Otherwise, we're going to do it tan. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. So, had a very nice talk with him. Spent some good time with him, which was cool. And let's see. So that's the plan for this weekend. Hope you guys will join me for this stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying it. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, please put them down there. Shoot me a text. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Casey's got my number. Just go ask him. And yeah, Gabe's got my number. And who else is on here? Nikki's got my number. All these people have my number. So if you have questions, definitely put them up there. I'm happy to help out. If there's something you guys want to see in particular, whether it's electronic or uh, engine, transmission, diff, suspension, whatever it is, shoot me a message. I'll try to do a super focused episode when we're doing the suspension removal on this car. I'll try and do a removal one, and a lot of that will be in reverse to put it back together. So we'll try and do some of that. And then the bushings and stuff that are in this car, the really nice polyurethane bushings, are going to get swapped over into this car. And so we'll try and do that. Tons of swap stuff. Like I said, you guys saw the whole list up there. So, by the way, we can cross stuff off that list. Since it's in my head, what can horn we got done, and suspension coilovers, wheels, air dam, wing. I thought I had spark plugs in here. Valve cover we got done. Okay. Oh, we have to check the cruise control tomorrow. I don't have horn on here. No, I got horn, and I didn't have spark plugs on here because I didn't know I was going to be doing spark plugs. But I did have valve cover, so the valve cover got checked off. Lots of stuff checked off on the list so far. So we're going to keep cranking on this. It'll take a few weeks to get everything moved over, and it'll also take a while for the painted parts to come back to match this, and then also a little bit longer for the powder coat stuff to come back and match. But they'll be fantastic when they do. We have a front air dam coming for this, and the Wings West wing for the trunk will be painted to match. We have a bunch of suspension components off the black car getting powder coated to match this car, and also brake calipers on this car are getting powder coated to match. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. We'll be doing lots of brake stuff. All the braided lines from here are going over there. If you don't have braided lines on your Miata, please go get them, please. Uh, let's see. I think that's about it. We'll do some interior stuff. I got to take the LED lights, the like floor lights, and the overhead light. Got to pull that out. We'll change the tombstone and the radio out and the cubby hole, and we'll do some interior stuff. Nothing too drastic, because the interior in the car is very nice, so I don't really have to do much. And we'll check the AC tomorrow. That'll be a big test. Make sure the AC still works. And the previous owner told me that the AC works great. So It might just need a recharge. It's one of those things that it wears out. So tons and tons of stuff coming up. So hopefully you guys will hang out and watch. Um, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys are great. I'm glad you're enjoying this. If you want to, feel free to tell a friend. And I think that's about it for tonight. We'll uh, let the car sit and make sure that stuff seals up. It's already got gas in it. We'll check tire pressures in the morning, get it wiped down, and we'll be out the door. So that's it for tonight. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek, give them a kiss on the tip of their nose, hold their hand, give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but look at this thing. Look at this. It's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you on Sunday. Get you Sunday afternoon, evening, pulling the roll bar out of this. All right. And putting mud flaps on this. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will talk to you soon. Rolly stool. Rolly stool is so much fun.